Hey, good morning, guys. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Saturday, another fabulous Saturday in May 2020. It's May, what is today? It's Saturday, May the 16th. You know, I just put out my video last week about finally conquering my brake issue with my El Camino. Ended up not being a Willwood brake problem whatsoever. You know, I was really discouraged over the whole thing and just refused to believe it was a vacuum problem. It was. Got the Hydro Boost system put on. I only drove the car a couple of times since then, but the brakes just are phenomenal now. With four-wheel disc brakes, C3 Corvette Master Cylinder with a Hydro Boost system from Hydratech Braking. Brakes are fantastic. Conquered the POS brakes. They're now fantastic. So I'm excited now. I get to move on with other things. I just want to give a little bit of a sneak peek of some of the stuff that has been stacking up that I have to install on the car. Me and Dad, you know, for Christmases and birthdays and, you know, that kind of thing, any type of gift giving event, you know, we buy each other stuff for our cars. This is the collection of gifts that Dad has gotten me over the years that I just haven't put on the car because I was so discouraged with the braking issue and a fuel smell issue that I'll talk about a little bit more in the future, that I didn't put any of it on, you know. I mean, and we have several years of stuff, of different gifts, that now that I'm excited again about my El Camino because it actually has good brakes. I mean, not good brakes, fabulous brakes. One of the issues I've run into with the fuel injection system, this is the next thing I'm going to try to conquer, is I've never really been able to get the F.A.S.T EZ EFI fuel injection tuned in where I think it should be just right. You know, from the very beginning, you know, this is another thing, I didn't really want to believe them, and I believed them, but I didn't really want to spend the money. And even in the instructions, they said that you really need a high-performance ignition system. You know, a modern ignition with a high-output ignition box and coil that sends a real clean tack signal to the computer for the EZ EFI. And they said, but, you know, if you have an HEI, it will work, but as the old saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. And they send you a little filter that's supposed to clean up the tack signal, and they say it will work, but you really need a better ignition. So, you know, I've tried, you know, I've played with the timing and I've adjusted the idle and got the fuel pressure just right and I've put different fuel pumps on it and it runs good, and I mean, it's much better than a carburetor, but it's still not like you would expect, like a new car. You know, you get into a new car, you turn the key, it starts and runs perfect, it idles up, you know, it starts to warm up, it comes down, it runs great. This car is still an old hot rod car, and it may always be. You know, as far as the way it starts and runs, but it's always had a problem searching for idle when you start it cold and or when you start it hot. You know, it's like idles up and down and up and down and then it kind of settles out, and you know, and it runs good. It isn't as good as I think it should be, and I'm leaning towards the fact that I'm still running an HEI, a GM HEI distributor, even though it was brand new several years ago, and doesn't have a whole lot of miles on it. It's still, according to F.A.S.T, it doesn't send a real clean tack signal to the computer, and the computer needs that to run properly. So that's the next hurdle, is to get this F.A.S.T EZ EFI to run as perfectly as I possibly can. I'm going to demonstrate the cold start with this El Camino. I'm not even going to get in the car. I'm not going to press on the gas. I'm going to start it up. But, you know, I better open the door because, yeah, it's gassy. When you try to run this car inside, and, yeah, you better have some good ventilation. All right, now I'm going to hit the key, And the way it typically does is it will start and then die. Just like that. So I'll turn the key off. Try it again. Okay, now it's running now, but it's struggling a little bit to find idle. And see, it's struggling to get up to idle, and with it being on a cold engine, it should idle up a little faster until it warms up a little bit. But it's not really doing that. But as it kind of starts to warm up, that idle will clear out. Now, I can help that along a little bit by giving a little gas and kind of blow it out. So let's try that. You know, it's after I cleared it out a little bit, it's starting to idle about right. Well, it looks like the first step in installing my new MSD Ignition and getting rid of the old factory HEI distributor system is figuring out where I'm going to put all this stuff. You know, with the fuel injection, they recommend that you keep ignition wires and parts and modules, coils, as far away from the computer for the fuel injection as possible. Now, I could have put the fuel injection computer inside the car, but I elected to put it in the engine compartment just for ease of installation. So that doesn't leave me a whole lot of room to mount, you know, something like this. I mean, I've got relays over here. I have two different fan relays. This is, I think, I don't know what that is. Fuel injection relay, I believe. I've got my catch can right here for the Be Cool radiator. I've got my fuel pressure regulator. So there's not a lot of places to put it. Now, over here, since I removed the vacuum canister, I do have some space here, but then we're getting too close to the fuel injection computer, and the wires and stuff would have to run right by it. So I think I'm going to try to take the battery out, and back here there's quite a bit of open space in the corner there behind the battery. That's what I'm going to do now, is pull this battery out, see if I can find a suitable mounting location hidden back behind the battery underneath the fender. And then my next obstacle will be figuring out where I'm going to put the coil. I didn't have a whole lot of options on the coil. I don't know if it matters if the coil is closer to the distributor or not, but I just didn't have really a good place to put the damn thing. So, you know, I'm going to put it right here. You know, the wire's plenty long. I don't have to cut and splice the wire, and I guess that's where it's going to go. Well, I've mounted the MSD box. It's not exactly where I wanted. I was thinking more I was gonna put it back here where it was completely hidden, but there just wasn't really enough room to be able to unplug the main connector, and I'm not sure if I ever will need to unplug it, but if I did, I couldn't get to it to unplug it. Plus, it was going to be very difficult to drill the holes, the mounting holes, and I couldn't easily see the light on the front of the unit that indicates that it's functioning. I'm still not 100% sold on my ignition coil location, but that'll probably do to get it going, and then I may have to rearrange some things and find a little better place to put it. Dad came over to give me hell about my El Camino project, and just when I need him the most, he's bailing on me. Sweet. I still love that car. And the exhaust is much better, lots quieter. Well, I've got her pretty much wired up. I have the old HEI distributor pulled. All the wires are ran and connected. And now I just need to drop the distributor down in the hole and get the timing set, and should be one step closer to perfection. Sunday, May the 8th. Oh, what the fuck? May the 8th. Here I go, pulling dates out of my ass again. Sunday, May the 17th, 2020. I didn't finish the distributor installation last night. I got all the wiring done, but now I'm in the process of installing the new MSD distributor. And as always, when you go to drop a distributor, it never wants to drop all the way, and you have to turn the oil pump drive a little bit in small increments until you get it to drop where you want it. All right, we got the distributor in there after quite a struggle getting the oil pump drive to line up. We finally got it to drop right where it needs to be, and we're gonna see if she'll start. It's running. Well, guys, I think I've got another successful installation. I replaced the factory HEI distributor ignition system and put in an MSD distributor with a 6AL ignition box with a blaster coil. It's at full operating temperature, and let's fire it up here and see how she does. It's kind of hunting for idle, but I still need to pull the plugs out. They're not gapped right for the high output ignition, so I got to do that. I got to tweak around with the timing a little bit, and I need to drive it and let the computer learn a little bit more about the new system. So, hey, I've got the brakes fixed, and now I'm rolling, man. Brakes, ignition, and got a couple more little surprises here that we're going to end up doing on the El Camino. So, all right, guys, I think that'll do it. I'll check in once I tweak it a little bit and get a chance to test drive it. Here we are, guys, a week later. I just installed the new spark plugs. They're gapped properly. You can tell the car is still in the air. I haven't brought it down. It's stone cold. I have not started this car since last weekend. Has not ran at all. I just put the new spark plugs in it with the proper gap. What I'm looking for, hopefully, if it's solved, I'll be able to cycle the key, turn it on, have it start without stalling, come up on fast idle, idle itself down, idle like it should. Here we go. I have my idle set at 850, and it did not stall. I'm gonna let it come up to full operating temperature and see how it does, and then I will lower down and take it for a ride. All right, guys, I've let the car run to where it came up to full operating temperature. The cooling fans came on, let it run for a while, revved it up several times, turned it off now for about 5 minutes, lowered the car down, got it off the jack stands. Now let's see how she starts on a hot engine. I'd say that's pretty encouraging, guys. It idled up, it came down, idled up once, and now it's stable. How'd that burnout look?
Massive.
There's a lot of smoke. That's what I'm talking about. Well, guys, hey, I still have to take it out and give it a good ride, but so far, a tremendous difference in the smooth idle, the starting, just doing that burnout. I mean, it's just running great. Yeah, I got to take it out and ride it, drive it. Yeah, let's go for a ride. Damn, look at that. I left a little bit of rubber and tore up some of my asphalt. Nice. Okay, let's see how she starts now. It's up and down a little bit, but nowhere near like it was.
No, before it was just searching for an idle up and down and up and down. It drove you nuts.
Yeah, fabulous brakes and good ignition. Seems like it's running smooth.
The engine feels smoother.
Yeah. Do one like I did in the El Camino.
I ain't gonna do one like you did. I can't afford the tire.
There went probably 1,000 miles off his tires. All right, guys. El Camino's running great. The new ignition, MSD Ignition with the 6AL box and the blaster coil, and the new NGK plugs gapped properly. I mean, I didn't realize how rough it was running before, or not really rough as if it wasn't running correctly, but how smooth it's running now. I mean, it's just, it is smooth as, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You know, we're actually making progress with this damn car. Brakes are fantastic. The starting is better. The idle is better. The drivability is better. I mean, it's just, I'm happy again. I'm happy and excited about this El Camino. All right, guys. Try to have a good Memorial Day. Do something nice for a veteran. And we'll see you on the next video.